Hello, hello. Whew. Hello, Adna, Johan, Delvin, Jonathan, Jeff, Lobsol. Sorry I posted on the Discord that I was live and then I wasn't because my webcam decided to stop working. But at least I remembered this time to fix the problems before I hit stream. So, that was very smart of me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to an update of a project. It's like is it a year? It's almost 2 years in March. Jesus pleases. For those of you who have been around for a while, you may remember that in March of 2020, I kickstarted a video game. I did it because I'd been talking to somebody about it and, making games and stuff like that. And I've messed with RPG Maker and stuff in the past and figured, let's see if there's interest. Let's try it out. It was a horrendous experience. I will never do it again. It was so stressful. People don't want to hear about your video game. Facebook groups don't care. Reddit will delete the post, doesn't like it. Like, you can't, unless you already have an audience that wants the project, it's gonna be bad. But anyway, I had a Kickstarter. I did a lowball. I did like $1,000 and man, people got mad. Like, what do you think you can do with $1,000? And then people got mad at me like, oh, stop. Like one lady literally, she had open messages on Twitter and she was like a gamer or something. And I was just like, hey, and I noticed you're like, whatever, do you want to send? She's like, you have messaged so many people in the gaming industry. You are getting a bad reputation. You are ruining your future. I was like, okay. I stopped. I just stopped. I gave up on that thing. I was like, whatever. I no longer care. This is way too stressful and horrible. I'm just going to give up. And the Kickstarter ended up squeaking over the finish line with $5. So $1,005. So yeah, and then I was kind of excited. I was like, okay, well, this is, it's not exactly a lot of money to make a video game, but I can commission a handful of help to do like an art thing or something, and then I can make a video game, and that'll be fun. And that was in March of 2020. And I think we all remember what happened next. Hell happened. Personally, it was a bad year. Had a lot of stuff go wrong and go bad. And just for 8 or 9 months, it was just survival mode. Like, just get through this. I never forgot about the project because it's part of something I've been working on for years. And I still wanted to do it. I just freaking didn't have the time, money, resources. So I didn't work on it. Say 4 or 5 months ago, once things really started to calm back down, we had our house back and in order and life was kind of normal, I started getting back to the project. Like, okay, I got to do something with this. I want to make it. People supported it. Let's do this. I didn't really update it anywhere, especially not Kickstarter, because like the first couple times I posted an update on Kickstarter, like nobody gave shit. It's just like nobody's there, nobody cares. Like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm just not gonna mention it, because I had this like belief, like if I mention the video game again and talk about how I'm making it and it's like chugging along, another terrible plague is going to ruin the world and my life will fall. Like, it felt like I was going to jinx myself if I said things were going well. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, yesterday, or was it? I don't know. Kickstarter has this thing where you can kind of poke creators if you've supported their project and be like, hey, what you doing? And somebody actually did that. And I was like, okay, you know what? It's been a couple months. I've got some work I can show. Time to revive this project. Oh, thank you, Atris. Welcome. And welcome to everyone else that's joining us. If you don't know what the project is, I will show y'all some stuff that is from the project and talk a little bit about what it is, what it was, and what it is now. Some things have changed as I've gotten to working on it. Yes, I have done that. Let's get to over here. I'm gone. Hello? Okay, I don't know what was wrong with that. I guess we're just gonna do it this way, which is whatever. I don't know what's wrong with my other setup. I'm gonna have to look at that and see what's up. But we will put this up here. Move it up out of the, there we go. And I'll just scoot over. There we go. So it was called Project Triqueta. I meant to call it, I can't even remember what it's called now. It's like a symbol and I misspelled the name. So it's actually like Triqueta or something, but that was just a working title. I have a better one now that I think I'm gonna hang on to. It is a visual novel and kind of a murder mystery horror themed visual novel, but not like a horror game where you are a character with no memories who shows up in a kind of a dream other world where you meet the gods and goddesses of the world and are trying to solve murder mysteries, which originally, the original story was the Lord of Winter was murdered. I like personified the seasons, and that was kind of more, it had more of a like Dungeons and Dragons kind of fantasy aspect to it, and I've moved away a little bit from that element and gone more into the various traditions that we're actually going to explore. It is kind of like if Ace Attorney met Shin Megami Tensei. Some of the old stuff, well, I think it's, yeah, okay, old stuff. I think all this is still available for download over there on the Kickstarter. I don't know. I'll have to make sure it is. Yeah, that was the seasonal, folks. That's the logo. That's going to change. That was the trailer. We don't need that. That was like an old trying to come up with what, weird otherworldly places. This was a art of a character I commissioned. Oh, there's a blushie. There's a cute. That is fun. And that was, I think, a cover. Yeah. And basically all of that stayed the same except for who's being murdered. You'll go and meet these characters who are not really, they're not, I'm trying to stay away from saying that this is the god or this is the, it's like they are dreams of these gods and gods. They're fae folk. They're fae folk that are based on religious figures so that you can go and talk to the Buddha or Rama or, different characters like that who will end up being characters that help you along in these mysteries. And the mysteries you'll solve or your quests that you'll deal with are myths. Again, Shin Megami Tensei has some of this where you interact with gods and goddesses and help them with stuff that has to do with their storylines. Here are some of the characters. I want to redo her. I have some better ideas for her, but that's Amaterasu. That's Anubis. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to open that. Go away. That was I think that was supposed to be the forest, or is one of the spirits. I forgot about him. He was fun. He's a dryad. That's a mystery guy. Ereshkigal, which I think is a Babylonian figure. Gilgamesh, that one's in there. Inanna, Isis, Lucifer. That was the original. That's going to be very different. That was going to be your main character. This time around, it's going to be a little different. Morgan from Irish Myth, and another sexy water dude. Spring Spirit, and a succubus. And I think that was Summer. Yes, Summer. And that was some guy I didn't finish. I don't know why he's bleeding out down there. What happened to you, buddy? You don't look happy. Oh, I like that one. That's actually pretty. That's like an ocean spirit. Some of these will probably be updated, but these are like the basic concepts for the characters that have already been shared elsewhere. I do have a lot of Egypt concepts. So the story will be across a set of 7 days. And each of the days, you know, the first day you kind of wake up like, what the fuck's going on? And you kind of have to figure out what's going on by walking around, traveling around the area, meeting people and talking to them. And as you do, you will encounter story beats where like, oh no, somebody's dead or somebody's missing. And it is in line with various myths. And the various different regions are divided into courts, north, south, east, and west, like the Fey folk thing, but are actually tied into real world places and traditions. For instance, one of those places, I think I said it was going to be the south, is based upon Cairo, Egypt, and is a combination of Egyptian myth and Islamic tradition, because Egypt, of course, in the ancient times had their own like Egyptian mythology, and in the modern times it is an Islamic nation. The Middle East is Judaism and Babylon, because Babylonia, ancient tradition, modern tradition, Judaism. Ireland and Celtic tradition and Christianity get blended together. Buddhism and Shintoism for Japan, and some of that will also have like Confucianism and some other traditions. A lot of Asian traditions like blend together really well and have changed and been passed around different places. So those kind of will be related. And then Hinduism, that I haven't entirely figured out yet how I'm doing that one, because that one's really overwhelming. Hinduism is on a back shelf of my mind, like I gotta do it, but oh no. Right now I'm really focusing in on the ones I've mentioned, where I'm trying to develop the stories out. The plots will match up where you have story beats and events that are happening that seem to keep repeating themselves, because the mythologies have like things in common and mirror each other and things like that. There's no Norse mythology because I think it's kind of overplayed. I think a lot of people now have kind of got, because of Marvel, have gotten a little bit more involved in learning about Norse mythology. Originally, my concept had Aztec and Hawaiian mythology in there too in the main storyline. I couldn't make it fit, so it's side stuff now. One of the things you'll do as you explore and find items is you can actually like find texts and pictures and things that'll teach you more about mythologies, religions, and folklores, even if they're not, you know, a main part of the storyline. So you can just wander around and find things, and if you want, learn more about them. What's this stuff? Oh, this is for extra little things. Here's my finished environments. This is what I'm really working on right now, is the environments, because that'll make it way easier for me to actually work on things. Like this is the fruit market. It's in obviously the Egypt section and Islamic section. You got some blending of different influences here, where this is based on several different locations in Cairo, but also pulling in like Egyptian artwork and hieroglyphics back there. It's not entirely finished. Once I know more of the items I need to have, the shelves and stuff will be full. It's a fruit market because it's selling all the magical fruits of the world. The forbidden fruits, the peaches, which appear in Japanese myth, the pomegranates, the golden apples, all that. I thought that was a fun idea. So that's one location. Let's go to the next. How do I go to the next? Oh, I have to zoom back out. This is a gateway into the Shinto section, which is gonna involve the myth of Amaterasu. Well, it's going to involve a bunch of different stories, but the very first one is there's a story where Amaterasu's family pisses her off, and that's empty because it needs the symbol for her. That's why that looks that way. She gets very upset. She is the sun goddess. She goes and hides in a cave, and it's no more sun. Everybody's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? And so there's this big party. Well, not really party. Like, they all get together to try and get her out of the cave. And so in this section, you enter through this doorway into the Shinto area, and there's this big party going. Like, all these people are here dancing and singing, and what are they doing? Like, they're trying to draw her out of the cave. And you will have to figure out, well, why is she in the cave? What do we need to do? And that's part of the thing. And then, yay, she came back. Woo, burr, burr, burr. This is the library, which is based off of a picture of the, oh, what was it called? It's a library in China, which is multi-tiered, and it looks really fascinating. And the first time I saw it, I had this accidental, like, does it go on forever? And I thought that was a cool idea. So I made, it looks like it's going to keep going and going and going. And in this section, it's a place where literally you can just keep exploring and find things. And there will be shelves where like you can read ancient poetry, you can find weird items or different items from different places and meet people. And just basically this is like a maze that you can just chill around and have fun in. Kind of like the extra bonus levels in SMT, the dungeons where you don't have to go, but you can. It'd be this. This one took 5,000 years. All these frickin' books. Never again. Screw drawing books. Let's go to this one next, because this is actually finished. This is the Asian-ish section. In the sense that, like, the Eastern Quarter is all going to be based on various Asian traditions, and they're all on water. Kind of based off of the Vietnamese, there's like markets on boats and floating markets and things like that look really fascinating. So in this section, you'll be traveling over water. You'll notice a lot of the signs aren't done yet. But so this is a section where you come up to the front of the Buddhist temple, and the signs are actually Shinto talismans and what are those things, the prayer card, whatever. I was very proud of that idea to make the like signs look like that. I believe this area is based on Tokyo, the actual buildings and everything, which is, I didn't use a lot of the buildings from those pictures because I ended up giving most of the image to the temple, which is from Japan somewhere. I'm pretty sure that one looks Japanese. The next is a pub. It is a combination of a building in Dublin, Ireland, and church imagery, kind of highlighting the kind of Celtic, not Celtic, the stained glass, the tall building kind of look. "You are the light of the world" is a Jesus quote. Jesus, he say that. I might need to put something in I don't know if anyway, it's just floating out in space because I thought like the image of the restaurant at the end of the world, I always liked that kind of image, so I made it just like out there. It's called Tir na Nog for two reasons. Tir na Nog is actually like one of the Celtic names for the other world, and my town had a pub called Tir na Nog for many, many, many years that we went to every St. Patrick's Day. So that's a Muse ref. And this is what I'm currently working on right here, which is why it is not entirely finished. This is the inside of the Buddhist temple. It's a combination of 3 different statues. I believe the figure is from a figure of the Buddha Avalesco. I can't remember the entire name. The circle was one of the Dharma wheels, was from something else. And then this base was from a statue of the goddess of mercy. I just really loved the clouds and all that. And then I did the colors just out of my own mind. Didn't realize they matched the trans flag until after I'd already started, but hey, I thought it looked pretty cool. So that's what I'm working on, other than just collecting resources and writing out the actual game. Like, the music is going to be real music, like, of course, real music. These are all public domain pieces from the various cultures involved. So, like, Buddhist priests chanting, Christian chants, Islamic call to prayer, like, the actual real religious music of these cultures. And I may tweak and play with them a little bit, but I may not. I haven't decided yet if I like the idea of kind of remix, making them into songs based on it, or just outright just playing this music as it is. We may end up with a combo of both. Right now, I'm just kind of collecting and figuring out what I can find. Video, the same thing. I have some ideas for some public domain video. I don't know if it'll pan out the way I'm thinking, but I'm collecting it just in case, and if I don't use it, fine, whatever. But there may be some actual, like, global dancing and prayer and stuff there. Notes, these are totally not finished. That's what all these freaking... all this like stacks of books I have around. I'm taking real world like anthology of Korean literature, real world texts, and let's see, which one do I have a lot of? I think a little bit. Real world sources that, when you find texts in a game, like in an RPG where you like just stumble upon a book and it's like, here's some world building, you'll find actual real sources, like the poetry of Sappho. But in the case of things that are like really detailed or hard to understand, there will be explanations. So if you want to read what is the word I'm thinking of? The first source? What is it when it's the actual, you're reading the document itself and not a summary of the document? It'll come to me in a couple hours. So it'll be a way for folks to have, a completion aspect where they can like find, because I love that kind of shit, just like digging around and finding things. And you can read the sources themselves, or you can read a summary if the source is just way too much or over your head or you don't get it, and learn more about it. One other aspect I've kind of altered a little here, which is not really altered, is even more focus on drawing on queer elements of religion, not just learning what these different faiths are and kind of getting a general understanding of global traditions, but also how queer people fit into them, because every single one of them has them. Like, it's just amazing. The more the lesbians, that's so funny to me. That's about the ancient Isle of Lesbos. It's very fun. But pulling on primary, I kept wanting to say first. Thank you, Anthony. Primary sources. That you'll be able to like one of the ones I found for Hindu and I've actually typed up already, the Mahabharata book 5. Mahabharata is like a really ancient epic that is huge in India. And in book 5, there is a character who is born a woman who realizes they are a man, who I think like the gods approach and are like, yes, you are a man, here is your sword, be a warrior. And then he runs off and becomes this like great warrior. And it's like, wait a minute, why did no one tell me about this ancient Mahabharatan trans man? This is amazing. Like, there's all sorts of these kinds of stories that just you don't get access to, or don't get translated. Like the Japanese story of Amaterasu coming out of the cave. English translations will often say that the character that eventually gets her to come out of the cave did a funny dance. No, she did a striptease. She stripteased, and the female goddess Amaterasu was drawn out of her cave by the striptease, which I'm sure for Japan was kind of like, this is kind of a funny thing that the girl stripteased real pretty, and it drew the goddess out. English translators didn't like that, so they changed it to funny dance, and for years I had no idea that it was a striptease. So that kind of thing, like, I want to actually make it really easy and accessible to find that. And that's the whole idea, making it easy and accessible. Because if you haven't dived headfirst into this stuff, you don't know what you don't know. And some of it's so hard to read and so over your head. And also just sitting here and just reading it, not everybody's going to retain that or find that enjoyable. Playing a game and seeing the characters as characters and the story as something interactive, giving multiple ways to experience, having the music, having the stories you can read, having the gameplay. I think it'll be a really great way to expose people to various different cultures. And I'm trying as much as possible to keep everything just like, the pictures are all based on real art. The music is all the real music. The word, like, I'm trying to keep it really authentic so that folks get exposure to these things and not like my interpretation of these things. That'll be a little inevitable when I try to explain some things, but that's my hope. It is free. It is a free game. That's how I can use all these public domain sources, because it's not going to be for sale. It'll just be on like my website and itch. I'm hoping by summer. I wasn't gonna quite announce it just yet because I've been so busy with the holidays, but that message yesterday, it felt like a sign that I should say something, do something. Did I have anything else I could like show? I feel like most of what I have is just like notebooks and documents that are boring to look at. These are all my reference images of things that I'm using to, here we go. Like, this is the influence for the Buddha from that other picture, the Buddha here, and then I put the wheel from something else, and then the base from something else, and then did my own colors and stuff. That one was pretty straightforward, just copy. Some of the other ones, I copy a little bit, and then I alter it, change it, but for the religious statues, I don't really want to alter or change too much. I want it to look like the statues. just maybe a little different, presented a little different with the combo of things. Yeah, and I think all this is other, I don't know, what do I got here? Yeah, these are the water markets, I think. Yeah, these places are cool. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I spend 5 to 6 hours a day when I'm not working on videos. So I spend like 2 to 3 days a week on videos, and then the rest of the week I focus on the game. It's slow going just because, like I said, I'm doing everything. I'm doing all the drawing and art and stuff, and my hand gives up on me sometimes, so I have to slow down a bit. The project is going well, and I think now that one thing that has really brought it back around is I'm on ADD meds again, which I quit after college, and then like 4 months ago I was like, hey doc, you know what, I have money now, and I would like to have some medication, please. And so we did that, and a week ago they upped my dose. You have to do it timed or else it can make you sick or whatever, and I think now I'm at the optimal dose, so I'm getting a lot more shit done, which is nice. I just get, I was so stressed about this. I don't know why, just this project feels like so much bigger than what I normally do, and people gave me money for it, so I get really stressed out. I guess I can get rid of this now. Go away. So I want it to be good. Aw, thank you, Delvin. I will still, of course, prioritize YouTube and streaming, and I have been. I mean, I've been working on this for a couple months, and no one has known. Oh, anyway, I'll still be streaming and gaming, and I'm going to start doing readings again. I was going to do it today until I decided I should do this update. So tomorrow, I think 10 or 11 will be readings on certain days on the second channel, and then games will be like 4 hours later in the evening, afternoon. It won't be every day because I am obviously working on a lot of other stuff. At least 3 to 4 days a week, and then at least like 2 essay videos, I think, a week. This week I may only get 1 because of Thanksgiving, but I won't be streaming Thursday or Friday because of family, but I will tomorrow. So I guess I'll stream tomorrow and then Saturday. So thank you guys. If you supported it, let me know. If you didn't, but you like it, let me know. I probably won't be updating on the Kickstarter page because nobody's ever responded. Nobody cares over there. I'll probably try to do monthly YouTube videos and post on the Discord possibly. So if you're interested in that and wanting to keep up with it, there you go. Really hope to have actually something finished and playable in the next couple months, or at least playable, if not finished. So that is all. I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee and take a nap. No, I can't take a nap. I wanna. Thank you for watching, and for all those people who did support me back then. As much as that was a stressful project, that thing was not, I will not do Kickstarter again. It was still really amazing and overwhelming that people liked it enough that it worked out. That was crazy. And I will be doing all the reward stuff, even though I don't think anyone's responded to that message either. I'll figure it out in the future. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Thanks for supporting, and I will see you guys tomorrow for streams and stuff. Bye.